The National Top 10 Best Buys report is consistently our most popular report. We sell more copies of this report than any other one of our products. I guess not surprisingly, because our business is identifying the future hotspots, the markets that we think are going to show superior growth in the future, preferably before they start to show that growth. And of all the reports, this is the one that encapsulates the ones that we rate the highest right around Australia. This is our national top 10. And it's a particularly interesting time to be reading this report, and important to be reading reports like this, because as we all know, the boom markets that we've seen in Sydney and Melbourne have passed their peaks. Sydney is obviously wound down quite considerably, and Melbourne, which is a little bit back in the cycle compared to Sydney, is heading in similar directions. So the big question that property investors are asking, or should be asking right now, is where next? Where next in Australia? Because the great thing about investing in Australian real estate is we don't have a single property market. There's never a situation where everywhere in Australia is doing the same thing. So while Sydney is past its peak and has wound down, and there are signs of some correction in property values in that market, and Melbourne is starting to head in the same direction, there are other places around Australia, other capital cities and other regional markets, which have good prospects for growth moving forward. And that's a thing that's of great benefit to property investors, that we don't have that one market. Right now we have Hobart, which is still very strong, going ballistic, as some people say. Canberra is rising. Perth is recovering, because while Sydney and Melbourne have been strong, Perth's been going backwards for its own local economic reasons. But all the signs are that Perth is now recovering, so there's opportunities arising there. I believe Adelaide is poised for better things. And then, of course, we've got the whole Brisbane and southeast Queensland situation, where Brisbane has promised bigger things but hasn't yet delivered, because I believe the underlying economy, the Queensland state economy, has been just lukewarm, warm, rather than strong, whereas the Sydney and Melbourne markets have been underpinned by very, very strong state economies, big spending on infrastructure, far more so than Brisbane. So Brisbane, we're still waiting for it to do something. And then, of course, we've got the regional markets. Right now, many of the strongest performing markets in Australia are found in regional Australia, so strong regional cities, Newcastle being one, Geelong and Victoria being another, and there are others that are now starting to emerge. So we're encapsulating all of that in this new edition of our National Top 10 Best Buys report. We're looking forward to the places that we think are going to be showing the best growth in the next 2, 3, 5 years, but which haven't yet really produced the sort of growth that we've seen, say, in Sydney in the last 4 years. So we're always looking forward with our reports. Some of the locations that are in this new edition may surprise some of you, but we're featuring some of those smaller cities, some of the regional locations that we think are going to be outperformers looking forward. So it's the National Top 10 Best Buys report, the new edition, out this week. It's worth a read. Make sure you get a copy and read it. Talk to you again soon.